Hello, what's up? Ali here for our PS4 buyers guide. On this video, we'll provide some information that you'll need for you to have a better control over your purchase. We'll try to explain the pros and cons of a jailbroken PS4 or a updated PS4 for you to have a better decision of which one really you need. We'll also provide the differences between different models and also answer the most common questions for you to finally solidify your decision which PS4 you'll want. And at the end of the video, we'll provide some tips where to get the best possible deal and at the same time avoid the possible scams. So let us start with one of the biggest question with those who are looking for PS4 has. So will it be jailbreak or legit? Which one is better as a new user? We will just be brief because we have actually a lot to cover. So we'll just focus on the most important factors. So for a jailbroken unit, you can no longer go online or use any features or services from Sony or the PSN. The good thing with a jailbroken unit is the budget wise, you will definitely have to spend more to get a jailbroken PS4, but in the long run you will be able to save a lot for games because on a jailbroken PS4 you can just download your games and wait for a new games to be uploaded on the expense of sacrificing all of the benefits that you can have while connecting online. While on a updated console, of course, you cannot downgrade your unit to have it jailbroken, so you can either just use a physical disc or digital games from the PSN, and of course you will have to purchase your game, but there are still a lot of ways for you to be able to save for your games. We actually have a separate video for that, so I will just leave a link on our description if you want to know some options how to save if you have an updated console. So if you prefer online games, you have to go with a legit unit or an updated unit. If you prefer budget, go for the jailbroken unit. Just be warned that on a jailbroken unit, any accidental update will remove the ability of your PS4 to be jailbroken. So you have to be very careful every time you go online. So if you want to use YouTube or Netflix or any online services, yes, you can still use them on a jailbroken console. You'll just have to download the application on a specific store. But if you are concerned about using YouTube or Netflix on a jailbroken PS4, yes, you can still use them. But again, you will have to be very careful not to have any accidental updates because any update will definitely null your PS4 for any jailbreak functions or jailbreak features. And you cannot downgrade a PS4 unless you were able to make a backup of your firmware before you update your PS4. So I will not go through the process, but I will also leave a link on our description regarding the downgrade or revert process of a PS4. Please go ahead and check that if you want to know more about this process. Okay, so on the other hand, on a updated unit, you cannot downgrade and you will have to spend more for your games. But if you are concerned about the games or if you are concerned about the budget, but you still want to go online, there are still a lot of ways for you to be practical while having an updated console. So how do we know if the PS4 is jailbreakable or jailbroken? So let us go to the settings and check the system and system information. On the system firmware or the system software, if it reads a 9.0, then it is definitely jailbreakable. Any firmware lower than 9.0 is jailbreakable, while any firmware higher than 9.03 or 9.03 or higher, the only options you have is either update your PS4 and enjoy the online features, or just use CDs and wait for the next jailbreak. And if you are going to ask me which one do I prefer, well, if you have enough a budget to get both, well, that is definitely the best option. But to choose between a jailbroken and a updated console, I will always go for the updated console because I enjoy playing my games online, and there are simply some some game experience you can only experience with the online features of the game. So if you want to spend more time with the game and appreciate the gameplay or the whole community, I'd really recommend going updated or going online. So let us move on to the next question. So what are the differences between these PS4 models? So for the PS4, we actually have two major choices, the standard PS4 and the PS4 Pro. Let us focus first on the standard PS4. On the standard PS4, we also have two options, the Slim and the Fat. So what are the differences? How do I know which one to get or which is a better purchase? Well, to be honest, you can never go wrong, because the advantages of Slim, you just have a smaller power consumption, but it is barely noticeable in a monthly basis. While the Fat, on the other hand, may provide a higher power consumption, but you will definitely notice that it is a lot cheaper than PS4 Slim. So what could be the reason? Well, basically because the PS4 Phat is the older version. And there has been some issues running around the community regarding the PS4 Phat, especially the first generation, where you may encounter some auto eject and auto shutdown. Well, that is only because of some dirt. Because the eject and power button of the first gen is soft touch, it can easily be triggered by some dirt. So regardless of any PS4 that you may end up getting, you will need to have a proper maintenance. So the major differences or the major issues from different models can easily be negated with proper maintenance. By the way, PS4 Phat has a better ventilation. You may heard about some issues that the PS4 fan or the Phat PS4 has a louder noise compared to Slim. That is because it has a better ventilation. So it is actually not a bad thing compared to the Slim model. But then again, any model you need or any model you have, you need to have a proper maintenance to avoid any issues on your PS4. So when will you know that your PS4 needs some proper maintenance? Well, if you can hear your fan, whether it's Phat or Slim, when you hear the fan goes louder than usual, then that is an indication that it needs a maintenance. So how do we choose whether Phat or Slim? If you prefer power consumption, if you want a lower power consumption, then go for the Slim. Then if you are short on budget, then go for the Phat. Again, you can never go wrong, because regardless of what model you get, you'll still have to have it maintained on a regular basis at least once a year. And also, I have encountered some issue here where I had some client looking for a PS4 Slim because of the HDR function. Well, all PS4, whether Phat, Slim or Pro, all has HDR function. If I don't have any PS4 right now, which PS4 will I get from the standard model? I will go for the second gen Phat model. Yeah, it is the most stable of all the PS4, means that you'll less likely encounter some issues on this model. Let us now add the PS4 Pro on our discussion. So what are the things that you need to consider if you are eyeing the PS4 Pro? The biggest difference of the PS4 Pro compared to the standard PS4 is the 4K capability, but you'll need to have a 4K TV to appreciate this feature. So if you don't have any 4K TV, or if you don't plan on getting a 4K TV, then just stick with the standard PS4. But if you still prefer, having the best experience or having the best performance of the games that you play, well, then just go for the PS4 Pro. So how can I appreciate the PS4 Pro if I don't have a 4K TV yet? Well, the PS4 Pro has a boost mode, and you can enable the boost mode here on the settings and click on the boost mode. This will slightly improve your gameplays, but to be honest, it is barely noticeable. So unless that you are dead set on getting a PS4 Pro, then just go ahead and settle down with the standard PS4. But if you are dead set on getting a PS4 Pro, what are the things that we need to consider? Well, actually, the PS4 Pro has 3 generations, or has 3 different models. You will know the generation by checking the model number. The first gen starts with 7.0, the second gen starts with 7.1, the third and last gen starts with 7.2. By the way, I forgot to mention the Phat version. So how do we know the first gen and the second gen Phat? The first generation Phat starts with CUH10 and 11, while the second gen PS4 Phat starts with CUH12. So going back on the PS4 Pro, if you can look for the third and last generation, then go for the last generation. It has a slightly better power consumption and the cooling system. But if you plan to buy a brand new PS4 Pro, only the last gen PS4 Pro are available on the market today. If you're looking for a used PS4, if you can find the third and last gen, go for that generation. But then again, regardless of what PS4 you have, it still has to have a regular maintenance. Actually, my second gen PS4 Pro has a better noise compared to my last gen, because I have already maintained my second gen and have already replaced even the thermal pads. So even on games like Last of Us or God of War, I can barely hear the sound or the noise of the fan. So it's not just about the model, it's on how you maintain your PS4. And there is also some issues or questions, because sometimes you will see the PS4 has a tag 110 volts. All of them are auto volts, so you can plug them direct on a 220 outlet. Of course, it is advisable to use a transformer to avoid power surges, but if you are concerned about blowing up your PS4, all PS4 are auto volts, even if they have 110 tag on their case or on the unit. So let us proceed now on how to test a PS4. How do we know if it's on a proper condition? Well, first check the power. Make sure that it is properly turning on and off. After the power, check the Bluetooth module and the Wi-Fi. Make sure the controller can connect without the need of a wire or a USB cable. And the Wi-Fi, make sure that the PSN or the PS4 can connect on the Wi-Fi. And if the last owner has a PSN account, make sure that it can connect on the PSN. You don't want to end up getting a PS4 that was banned from the PSN. But if you're getting a jailbroken PS4, just make sure that you understand how to properly navigate the jailbreak process. Now, once you have tested those parts, just play the game. Even on a jailbroken PS4, you have to make sure that the Blu-ray drive is properly working. So just play the game for at least around 15 minutes and monitor the fan if it will go louder than usual. You can definitely tell that it is louder than usual. If it sounds like a hair blower, then it's definitely on a high temperature. Then once you have tested those parts, just check all of the packages and make sure you are getting everything based on the details that was provided by the seller. Now let us go ahead and provide some tips on how we can get the best possible deal we can have. Well, the best tip that I can give is always look for the right seller, not for the right price. Well, since most of the buyers of basically almost anything are usually concerned about the budget, disregarding the person whom they are buying from, which sometimes lead to some bad deals. A cheaper deal doesn't actually mean a better transaction or a better deal. Sometimes you'll just have to add a little extra for a bigger return, especially the peace of mind after the purchase. Here in the Philippines, fortunately, we have a lot of communities where you can have a legit check for a specific person you want to buy from. Doing this may definitely, prevent some bad transaction. So again, always look for the right seller and not for the right price. So that's it for our video. If you still have some questions or concerns, don't forget to share them on our comment section and I will definitely address them. And again, this is Ali. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead to like and subscribe so that I can continue making these kinds of videos, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.